I think another top lesson that I ever experienced was reaching a point of absolute desperation in a relationship that wasn't serving me. And I was very young, and I felt like I was responsible for this person. I felt unable to part ways. It's crazy to think how we can be in a situation that is so harming to us, and yet we will not remove ourselves from that situation. And in this instance, I remember that it was the first time, or one of the first times, very early on in this relationship, when it became violent. And it was the most craziest thing. We were in the car having a conversation about some random thing, and then suddenly I get a woof across my cheek. Anyway, it doesn't matter how, why, or what, but the reality is I'd just been physically abused. At the time, I was about 19 and a half years old, yeah? We get home, we were just around the corner, we get home, park up, I go into my room in absolute upset. He goes into the living room and starts playing music at full blast, obviously trying to reconcile with what he had just done for the first time. But I'd been desperate for a while, and I didn't know who to turn to. The shame, the embarrassment. Like, I'd grown up in an environment where I was Ana Garcia and I was a daughter of Pedro Garcia. I was going places. I was I was going to make a difference in the world for whatever reason. To suddenly be in a relationship where I was victim to domestic violence was not good. And I did something that I never expected myself to do, and I picked up the phone and I called the Samaritans. Now, I'd seen the adverts, I'd seen they'd helped desperate people, but this was for me, I'd reached desperation. And I want to share this because I want to share the guidance that I was given in that moment. In that moment, they said to me, I'm not allowed to guide you from a legal perspective or anything like that, but what I can say to you is, Anna, you are not responsible for anybody else's life. And when he said that, it's like the coin dropped for me, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not responsible for this person's life. Why am I still holding on to him? Why am I still feeling like I can't leave him because he can't do without me? This is ridiculous. And it was a real turning point for me. And something so basic, but it meant the world to me in that moment, to differentiate between I live my life and my happiness is not dependent on anybody else. Neither is anybody else's happiness dependent on me. So that's the lesson I want to leave with you guys today is when something doesn't feel right, have compassion with yourself, because you will only leave that situation when you're ready. But when you are, just know that you are not responsible for anybody else's life. Conversations with Ana Garcia.